Elena always felt that the city spoke in whispers, in conversations she could never join. The streets moved in rhythms she didn't recognize, and faces passed by like fleeting images in a half-remembered dream. Tonight, she walked slower than usual, sensing a tension she couldn't name. The alleyways were darker, the neon lights reflecting off puddles that trembled as if they knew her presence. She clutched her notebook tightly, the one she carried everywhere, filled with scribbled thoughts and fragments of stories she never shared. But tonight, something was different. The words inside it seemed to tremble, as if alive, demanding to be heard. "It's all in here," she whispered, her breath fogging in the cold air. "If only I could understand." Her apartment was a small, cluttered space, yet tonight it felt impossibly vast. She dropped her bag on the floor and sank onto the chair by the window. Outside, the city pulsed like a heartbeat, but inside, a different rhythm beat against her chest, one she could not ignore. A sudden knock startled her. One, then another, soft but insistent. She froze. No one ever knocked at this hour. Her hand trembled as she approached the door. Peeking through the peephole, she saw nothing but the faint glow of the streetlight. Yet she felt eyes on her, watching, waiting. Opening the door slightly, she found a folded piece of paper lying on the threshold. No footprints, no sign of anyone leaving it. Just the paper, trembling slightly as if carried by an invisible hand. Elena picked it up. On it, a single line: "The shadows know your secrets." Her pulse quickened. She laughed nervously, trying to convince herself it was a prank, yet the air felt heavier, charged. The notebook on her desk seemed to hum faintly. Sitting back down, she opened it, scanning the pages she had written over months. Words she barely remembered forming themselves into sentences she didn't recall writing. And then she noticed one new phrase, written in her own hand, but today it had never existed. Tonight, everything hidden will speak. Elena didn't know what would happen next, but she felt it. The line between reality and the shadows around her was thinning, and she was about to cross it. Tell her more, reveal the hidden meaning behind the cryptic message. The shadows in the room seemed to twitch with anticipation, curling along the corners of the walls like living ink. A sudden chill brushed her neck. She turned quickly. Nothing. Just the notebook, pulsing faintly in her hands, and the dim glow of the streetlight outside. Her apartment no longer felt like a safe space. It was a threshold to something she couldn't yet name. She tried to calm herself. "It's just a coincidence," she whispered. But deep down, she knew coincidences didn't leave messages on her desk. Something, or someone, was guiding her. Hours passed, though time felt distorted. Elena's eyes scanned the notebook again and again, searching for clues. Then she noticed it, a map, barely sketched, with markings that matched the alleyways she had walked through tonight. At the center, a single circle pulsed, as if marking her very position. Her heartbeat quickened. She wanted to leave, to close the notebook and ignore it all. But curiosity anchored her. If someone, or something, had gone to this much effort, she had to know why. Gathering her courage, she followed the map, step by trembling step, down familiar streets that now seemed unfamiliar. Each corner hid a whisper, each shadow a glance she couldn't explain. The city was alive in ways she had never imagined, responding to thoughts she didn't dare speak aloud. Finally, she reached the circle marked on the map, a small, forgotten park, empty and silent. She stepped inside, the gravel crunching under her shoes. And then she saw it, a figure standing in the center, still, almost blending with the shadows, waiting. "I've been waiting for you," a voice whispered, low, echoing in her mind as much as in the empty park. Elena froze. The shadows swirled closer, forming shapes she couldn't decipher, yet felt intimately familiar. Her notebook vibrated in her hands. The final line appeared, glowing faintly across the page: "The truth you fear has been within you all along." Elena took a step forward, unsure if she was entering the park, or stepping into herself. Elena's legs trembled as she stepped closer to the figure. It remained motionless, shrouded in shadow, but she felt its gaze pierce her very soul. Who are you?" she whispered, her voice barely audible over the hum of the city around them. The figure finally moved. Slowly, deliberately, it reached out, not toward her, but toward the notebook in her hands. Elena instinctively clutched it tighter. "You've been seeking the truth outside, but it was never there," the voice said, calm, almost intimate. "It's been here," the figure tapped Elena's chest. "All along." Elena froze, her mind racing. The shadows around the park began to twist and fold, forming fleeting images of herself, her fears, regrets, moments she had hidden even from memory. Every page of her notebook seemed to glow, reflecting her own thoughts, her own secrets, and every fear she had tried to ignore. And then, the figure smiled, or at least Elena thought it did. Its features dissolved into the darkness, leaving only a mirror-like surface. She realized with a jolt, the figure was herself. Every fear, every secret, every shadow she had ever tried to hide manifested before her eyes. The realization hit her, the silent pulse, the messages, the shadows, they weren't outside. They were inside her, waiting for her to finally see them, confront them. Elena dropped the notebook. It opened, blank pages fluttering like wings, yet she could feel every word she had written, the stories, the confessions, the truths she had buried. She stepped back. The park, the city, even the shadows themselves seemed to dissolve into calm. A strange serenity filled her chest. She understood now, the journey had never been about finding something outside, it was about discovering herself, fully and unflinchingly. And as she walked back to her apartment, the envelope, the knocks, the whispers, they were all gone. Yet the pulse remained, quiet, steady, and hers alone.